Hello and welcome back. And we are continuing our studies once again in our 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. And today we are going to be looking at law number 17, which is the law of priorities. And the law of priorities says the leaders understand activity is not necessarily accomplishment. Some of these laws I do better than others, and there are some laws I excel in more than others. Of all 21 laws of leadership, this is probably my best. I do understand priority. As a software and web developer, which is my profession, I excel in prioritizing mainly because of the nature of my work. Coding looks at steps, functions, or methods, and the overall flow of the program goal, and prioritizes the code to make the most efficient process to the goal. Excuse me. A man named Pareto, sometimes I have a hard time with names, Pareto came up with a principle known as the 80-20 principle. It says if we can prioritize everything correctly anyway, but only do the top 20% of them, you will get a return in your life of 80%. What is the Pareto principle? The Pareto principle, named after economist Vilfredo Pareto, specifies that 80% of consequences come from 20% of the causes, asserting an unequal relationship between inputs and outputs. This principle serves as a general reminder that the relationship between inputs and outputs is not balanced. The Pareto principle is also known as the Pareto rule or the 80-20 rule. Pareto also says if we were to do the bottom 80% instead of the top 20%, then you will only get a 20% return. Therefore, if you do the top 20%, the most important things, then you will get an 80% return in your production. There are 3 questions you need to ask yourself to help you establish the top 20%. Number 1, requirement. What is required of me? I must take a look at my mission, ministry, organization, and determine the most important things I must do. Number 2 is return. What gives me the greatest return? I need to look at everything I do and determine what gives me the greatest return. And number 3 is reward. What gives me the greatest reward? When looking at the top 20%, I need to see the requirement, the return, and the reward. It'll take time to discover your top 20% of your priorities. John Maxwell, who put this training together, originally said he only has 4 priorities. These are the top 20% he discovered about himself. As a demonstration, here they are. Number 1 is leadership. Number 2 is communication. Number 3 is to create or write. And number 4 is networking and relationships. These are his strengths. Play to your strengths. People do not pay for average, so quit trying to be average. Find out what you do well. Stay to your strengths, because that is what is going to make a difference in your life and the lives of those around you. This 80-20 principle teaches us it is not how hard you work, it is how smart you work. It is not how much time you put into the task, it is how well you prioritize the task to be effective in it. Organize or agonize. Either organize your priorities to get ahead, or you will always be lagging behind and always trying to catch up. If we go back to the chart on this page and change the priorities into people instead of priorities, we get a very different look at the 80-20 principle in use for our organizations. If we prioritize our people according to the effectiveness in our organization, 20% of those people will be giving you 80% return on everything you need in your organization. And 80% will be giving you 20% of what you need. Now, you should refer to the chart in the study guides, which, by the way, if you don't know, they're included at the bottom, just under the video here in the description field. Anyway, once you prioritize them according to effectiveness, spend 80% of your time with the top 20% of your people. Most leaders spend 80% of their time with 20% of their people because those 20% are always asking questions and they need help and they have other issues that you do not need to be wasting your valuable time with. There are other people who can tend to those needs. You must decide if you are going to be a counselor or an equiper. If you are a counselor, you're going to work on the bottom 20%. If you are an equiper, you are going to work on the top 20%. If you are a counselor, you're going to work on the weaknesses of people. And if you are an equiper, you're going to work on the strengths of people. Prioritize your life, prioritize your people, prioritize your time, and give 80% of your time to the top 20%, and you will get a huge return. So until next time, God bless you, and may He always guide you in the direction that you need to go to fulfill His great commission. God bless.